Alright, here we go. It's 5TC here, back with another video. And I kind of expect this video to be quick, but I am probably going to have to go in depth a lot just because I'm only talking about 5 characters here. This is my Forbidden 5 ranking, and this video is a bit late because part 1 of Season 3 dropped a couple weeks ago, but also like a week after part 1 dropped, part 2 dropped, it was leaked. Now I have not watched part 2, and I'm not going to watch part 2 until it officially comes out. Now I'm sure if I was looking for it, I would watch it. So when I'm talking about this video, I'm only considering like Season 2, Part 2, up to Season 3, Part 1. Because I'm not gonna watch the leaked episodes. I don't want to spoil them. I don't want to be spoiled. So, yeah, I'll be looking at the Forbidden 5. And I'm going to have to drop a lot of lore for this video. If you don't know who the Forbidden 5 are, they're basically like these 5 evil, corrupted elemental masters. They all come from the Wildness, which is one of the realms in the show Ninjago. It's like one of the realms, and they have a long, extensive history. But I remember at some point, like, their elemental powers were corrupted. I don't know how. I don't think they explained it in the show. I don't know if it gets explained in Season 3, Part 2, but their powers were corrupted. And they basically just started doing a whole bunch of bad stuff. But, yeah, there's some pretty cool villains. Okay, I don't know if they're pretty cool. Now, whenever I see Season 3, Part 2, my opinions of them may change, but as it stands now, this will be my tier list until September or October, whenever Season 3 Part 2 officially drops. So there probably will be some people who have watched the leaked episodes who may question it, but for the most part, I don't think a lot of people will disagree. But yeah, first up we have Noct. Sick. Yeah, I love Noct. He's probably one of my favorites. But Noct, he first appeared, I believe it was Season 2, Part 2, or maybe at the end of, yeah, Season 2, Part 2, back with Lord Roz, like, at the end, no, it was was it Season 2, Part 1? Point is, he appeared in Season 2 at the Tournament of Sources. He actually fought in the Tournament of Sources, and he pretty much won. But because, it was found out that Lord Roz had actually rigged it, Sora actually won, even though Noct still technically won. They just had to give the win to Sora somehow. I mean, obviously, the ninja were going to get their elemental powers back at the end of the season, but basically, Lord Roz basically made Noct go under the control of him, because Lord Roz wanted to awaken the Forbidden Five, because I guess he wanted more power. He wanted the Forbidden Five, because, like, to help him and his master. Keep in mind, we don't know who Lord Roz's master is, but when he awoke, like, when he, like, opened up the portal to the nether space, only two of the Forbidden Five members came out. And I do think this was in Season 2, Part 1. Yeah, Season 2, Part 1 is when they came out. But we didn't really know much about them, because, like, they came out at the end of the episode. It wasn't even until Season 2, Part 2 that we really got to see the true powers of Noct. Well, not really his true powers, but we really get to see more of his character. And these guys are all elemental masters. His elemental master is brute force, which is basically strength, and it's kind of like a dark red power. And I would say brute force is an amazing power. He didn't really use it all too much in the show, though, which is kind of disappointing, but his fighting style is amazing. His shatter spin is amazing. I love Noct. Season 2, Part 2, like how he was fighting the ninja, fighting the elemental masters, using the different elemental powers, and then at the end he basically betrayed Lord Roz, because how Lord Roz basically controlled Noct is basically had him under the control of like a fly or like a bee attached to the back of his head so he could do all of his commands. But at the same time, when all of that happened, is when Rox came out, his sister. But her soul kind of escaped into the soul of into the body of Jordana, and they really made Rox to be threatening, because she was controlling Jordana quite well. She even like had the whole Thoroxian magic, which was pretty cool, but Season 3, Part 1 just like completely killed her character. Now again, I don't know what happened in Part 2. I have not seen the episodes. I do not plan on watching them yet. But she's just a complete waste of space. to be honest. There really is no in between. She's supposed to be the leader. I honestly thought Noct was the leader. He was the first one. He is probably one of the best ones, but I think he is the strongest one because I remember seeing somewhere he did say that he is the strongest, which makes sense. His power is brute force. And I remember seeing that apparently Rox is the smartest, but she was not smart during season 3, part 1. And her elemental power is fear. Fear sounds like a great power, but she never used it in season 3, part 1. She never used it, not once. So I can't even rank her power because she never used it, which I feel like is quite disappointing, but there's nothing we can really do about it. I don't really care for not Noct, but Rox. Her minifigure doesn't even look that cool to me. She's the only one that has short legs, but I don't really care for her minifigure or her character. She's a complete waste of space, but later on we will see real complete waste of space. Next up we have Drix. Honestly, I think I might like Drix more than Noct. And I don't even know if it's because, honestly, I think a huge part of it is the fact that I do have the minifigure, but also because his power is Swarm. And if you don't know, it basically allows him to create like a swarm of insects, like bugs or wasps or hornets. He can also like kind of warp his body with the insects, like the swarm of insects. It's kind of weird to explain, like you'd have to see it in the show, but he's probably, as it stands, my favorite Forbidden 5 member. I love his color scheme. I love the armor. I love the red and the black. I think Noct's minifigure or Noct would be higher if they actually gave his minifigure the cape. They didn't. They gave him armor. They should have gave him the cape instead. But it's still fine. But since my favorite colors are red and black, I guess that would gravitate me more towards Drix. But there's also that Lord Ross minifigure from the tournament, like when he's all mad. Even though that only appeared in the tournament of sources for like 3 seconds, they made that his base minifigure. I don't know why they did that, but yeah, Drix, I love his elemental power. That's really all I can say about it. Next up, we have Kerr. He's the master of aging. He only used it 2 times. He used it at the beginning of Season 3, Part 1, just to basically get rid of those guys, like, from the truck. And no, his power's not aging, it's decay. He basically makes whoever he touches, like, decay. Like, they just basically end up dying. Now, it was implied that those 2 truck drivers died at the in Season 3, Part 1. And the only other time he used it in the season, from what I've seen, is like when he used a K on that dragon that Bobby had, or Roby, because like he was the nephew or the son of the guy who did the Tournament of Sources. I don't really care for Roby, so if they killed off his character, would I care? No, not really. He's just another unimportant side character to me. But yeah, Wildfire ended up saving Roby and the dragon, which was pretty cool. But I I don't really care for him, and I think I should rename Disgusting to just Disappointing. Like I I don't know. Or maybe, I should rename it. This is not gonna change, by the way, because like I'm doing it on my own end, so when I reset the page, it's not gonna do anything. But I don't even feel like capitalizing it. Yeah, I think he was disappointing, but I think Rox is a complete waste of space. I kind of liked him more than I like Rox. Actually, no. You know what? I think I should have just left it the way I had it. Now that I think about it, because yeah, she is a complete waste of space. Like, even more waste. I'm just joking around, But these characters are really trash. But last but not least, we have Zark. He's the master of misfortune. He's a fraud. He's like, he's probably what I would say the worst villain of all of Ninjago. He just did so many dumb things. But I think there's a reason why they call him the master of misfortune. And it's because he doesn't know how to use his powers. He doesn't know how to fight. He doesn't know how to do anything. His power kind of backfires on himself and makes him misfortunate. I he was just a wasted potential. Overall, I don't like his minifigure, which I also think was one of the reasons, if you saw my other video, why I don't really care for the Arc Dragon of Focus. granted, I am probably gonna get the Rontu Dragon set at some point. It does come with Zark. I don't really like the dragon. The dragon is not accurate at all to Rontu, but who cares at this point? Zark, he's a fraud. He's just an absolute fraud. Like, I don't like his minifigure. I don't like his character. He's just everything wrong with the Forbidden Five. But then we have Kerr, the Master of Decay. He only uses power 2 times, but Decay is such a cool element. Like, that's such a powerful element. Now, I don't know if I would consider it one of my favorite elements because we haven't really seen it used in the show. And considering I'm just talking about Season 3, Part 1, I know the leaked episodes are out there, but I'm not going to watch them. So I don't know if he uses them again. But I do know that I do know that they are going to be in Season 3, Part 2. Or maybe they are, because they're in the summer sets. I haven't seen them or any leaks about them. I've been staying away from them, but yeah, Zark is just he's a fraud. Like, it should just be the Forbidden Four. Just kick Zark completely off the team. But yeah, I was talking about Kerr. Such a cool wasted potential. A cool element, wasted potential. Rox is just a complete waste of space. She's a terrible leader. Noct is one of the better Forbidden Five. I loved his performance in Season 2. It was amazing. Season 3, I feel like he didn't really do much in Season 3. But Drix, I love his design. I love his character. Everything about Drix. And I actually remember saying how he's apparently the weakest of the team. But I'd say he's probably the second strongest. So I don't know what they said he was the weakest. I don't know what I would call him. But Noct is the strongest. Rox is the smartest. Drix is the weakest. I don't know about these two, but honestly, I consider Zark to be probably the dumbest, the stupidest. There's probably more words I can use, but you get the point. And Kerr, well, I can't even tell you anything about Kerr because he didn't even really use his elemental powers. But other than that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I said this was going to be a quick video, but I kind of had to explain that lore a little bit. Because I know there's going to be people watching my channel that have no idea what I'm talking about. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video, which will be about the Elemental Masters. And I will not include any of the Forbidden Five because I don't feel like talking about them again. They are Elemental Masters, but I'm not going to be talking about them. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video.